Oh! Welcome back to the Two Cubes podcast. This is a very special episode. No visuals.
Maybe.
We suspect no visuals.
The camera, if it does turn on, it's going to be facing way up, way over our heads. It's not facing us at all, but I'm just hopeful our audio is back.
God, I hope it is.
After that last episode was unlistenable, I'm very sorry to our audience. I wish I could pause the music.
There we go.
There we go.
Two Cubes podcast.
It's over. Hopefully our audio is back and back to normal, and our visuals will be back soon. We have
Yeah, last week was a tragedy. Somehow we're rapidly approaching episode 100, and we still haven't figured out the audio and visuals on the show.
we had it for a while.
Yeah, if you remember way back to last week when our beloved producer Jack was here, he set us up. We looked really fancy,
Yeah,
but
we went Icarus. It was not good. We flew too close to the sun.
so he came in, he fucking unplugged everything and replugged it back in different holes, and then forgot to shut off the third mic, and so everything echoed the entire time.
Well, that was my theory until I came down here, and now that mic's not here, so I don't know.
That
what
mic
happened.
was definitely here last week, though, so I don't know what happened.
So
if it got
it's
moved
over around the
or
corner over
something.
there. So I don't know if we
Gotcha.
did it when we were trying to set up last week, but
Yikes, man.
I don't know if it was because there is that delay when he does the streaming off the phone. I don't know. All I know is last week's episode's unwatchable.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I couldn't
Pretty
watch
bad.
it at all.
Yeah, I got about 30 seconds in, and I was like, oh, no.
I watched about 10 minutes, and it was mind-numbing. It's so hard. Like, well, our topics, I think, were decent.
Yeah, I remember
But-
we were having lots and lots of laughs.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's okay. Lurkers, it's fine. If we apologize for last week, this week's going to be just as good, if not better.
If this works.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
pissed.
Even though we don't have visuals.
Yeah. I'm going to try and...
You know, I always
Work
listen to
on the visuals
podcasts
this
in my car while I'm driving.
I know.
So
That's also how I consume most podcasts. But a lot of people watch our clips, and I do watch clips.
true. I am a clip guy as well. As I'm scrolling in the
Yeah.
morning.
If a good clip comes on, I will watch.
Yeah. You're procrastinating before you hop in the shower, before you go to work. You know what I mean? That's how I get down.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but we got to get on Spotify to make that easier for the listener. That's another thing we got to get on top of. But that's
We're getting there. We're getting there, guys.
we're getting there. It's
And the more you listen, the more inspired we are to do it.
yeah, it's
So-
all a journey.
so
It's been a lot of fun.
For the love of God, like and subscribe.
That would be great. If we get some likes and subscribes. The clips are back. This week. I guess I'll post.
I think this is definitely by
Whatever
far
we
the most depressing intro to the show we've ever had.
Probably.
A lot of apologies, a lot of promises.
Well, yeah, it won't be our worst ever.
No, definitely not.
And if you go back to that 420 episode, it's probably way worse than the beginning of that one.
That episode looked great though.
Again,
we
looks
had
great.
the,
There were a lot of visuals.
a lot of visuals.
Stimulation in that.
I think
one,
that was
but-
also when Jack showed us that he's a hip hop genius.
Yes, we had quite a few. That was a wild one. That was but a fun one, I guess. After about a half hour, I run out of steam, so that one was pretty rough.
Speaking of wild ones, I had a wild weekend, Joseph.
Oh,
Wild
yeah?
weekend. Oh yeah. It was pretty
Uh,
crazy. It started off with a bang because my the building that I moved into, the Helio building, shout out Helio. I'm pointing to the camera that isn't on.
Yeah.
Shout out
Just in case.
Helio, he's now my neighbor. He lives in the building now. He threw a rooftop party, which was so weird. Threw a rooftop party on our building. We have this really nice rooftop. It's got a nice view of Kearney, and like you can see the city off in the distance the other way and stuff like that. So he's like, yeah, we're having a party up here. So I was thinking, like, most of the people that live in my building are like families. You know what I mean? People with dogs and kids. And So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, he's gonna have like a little get together. There's gonna be like a buffet, maybe like a DJ playing some fun music. It's like a meet and greet kind of thing with your neighbors.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be.
Not the vibe. The
All right.
vibe. I get up there, dude. There is like techno, like house music, like blasting. There is the weirdest combination of lurkers, weirdos, like that do not live in the building. Like they're people that do not live there. They're just like people that wanted to go out to the club. You know what I mean? Like, and Helio just invited like his clubbing buddies to come to his rooftop party. But the problem was, it was about 95 degrees out and like a
Yeah,
blazing
and like
sun.
6 in the afternoon.
And and there were dudes up there that like showed up in like Armani suits and like Italian leather shoes and like cool sunglasses just to like roast on the roof of this place. Yeah, it was crazy, dude. It looked like a fucking bunch of like Dick Tracy villains hanging out up there. It was so weird. Aaron and I were just like, what is going on?
I did not
here?
get to make it to that as I was digging a hole.
But we only hung out for like an hour, and then we came to your house. You had a barbecue in the backyard.
I had a post-digging barbecue, yes.
Sort of a barbecue in the backyard at first.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you guys expect. I said we're cooking, we're barbecuing some food. I didn't say I'm having a barbecue.
I was just letting your sister cook. She came in and she was like, "No, we're not sitting around in the living room just watching Made in Manhattan or whatever the fuck you had on TV."
Wedding Crashers.
It was Wedding Crashers. It was Made in Manhattan later. It came on afterward.
Was that on later? No.
Yeah, it was on when I was like came in to go to the bathroom and stuff. And
well, that's because Scott watches things on like cable TV.
Really?
He just goes on YouTube TV and found Wedding Crashers on there. So we watched it on E. So it's
just whatever comes on next.
Yeah, it's just E. So you're watching.
That's
There's
crazy.
commercials and shit involved. I was like, we could just stream this.
Yeah,
But
I didn't think there was anyone left in the world other than my mother that did that.
Yeah, he just watches it on like it's on TNT. I'm gonna watch it there. Like, yeah, we could watch this unedited. Fucking no commercials right now, dude.
The commercials are the worst. I was watching something on Hulu the other day, and all of a sudden a commercial came on, and I looked around like my empty apartment. I was like, who put this? Like, who put on the commercial? Like, what the fuck?
Well, Hulu does that if you, otherwise you have to pay them like a crazy amount of money.
Really? They charge? They have like it's
There's
not
to get ads free. It's like, okay, it'll be another $15 a month. Like, why?
Man, that's so crazy. Fuck that.
I actually don't hate when the commercials come on with some stuff.
Yeah, why?
Well, when I'm watching a show,
Okay.
if Tires, it didn't have any commercials, but if Tires between episodes gave me a 30-second quick one, go make a drink, come back, bam.
Okay, all right. So a little intermish,
Yeah.
but you can always just pause. So I mean, you know what I mean. I'm glad you brought up Tires though, because I have been watching it.
It's great.
And I feel episode 2 through 8 are great, and now 9, 10, 11 have slipped. I don't love them.
They're just trying to keep the story going, I think.
Yeah. They did kind of redeem themselves with the. I like the episode with I don't know if it was the last one with the band that comes to perform.
Oh yeah,
And,
with George Washington and George Washington.
Two George Washingtons.
Yeah, I mean no spoilers here, but yeah, that is a good one. It's a fun one.
Yeah. So it's good. I'm enjoying it though. I'm enjoying it. What's his name? The main guy,
Shane?
Will.
Oh yeah, Steve Gerben.
He steals the show.
Oh,
he's
he's amazing.
He's the funniest.
Dude, have you
thing
seen him
on
in
the show.
his interviews? Otherwise,
No, I gotta check him out. You
oh
told
my god,
me. You told me.
they're now he's everywhere. It's the best thing in the world. He has a podcast which I haven't watched the whole thing yet, and I'm going to find out how to. Where it's him and Andrew Santino
Funny
golfing.
Oh really?
I don't know. They just go on a golf trip. I keep seeing clips. I'm like, where do I watch this whole episode? Everything's amazing. Every single piece I've watched has been incredible.
I wouldn't even think that they would know each other that well. You know what I mean? Because I don't think he's what the hell's his name in real life? I always forget. Steve
Gerben.
Steve Gerben. That's right. Yeah, I didn't think Steve Gerben was doing like stand-up comedy and stuff.
Well, Shane's
in
making him
L.A. because
Shane's making him do the
Santino's an
rounds,
LA
which
guy.
is hilarious. Shane keeps telling the late night guys and stuff, like,
Yeah.
I'll only go on if Gerben comes on with me.
Great.
And then everybody's and he's like nervous as hell about everything.
Yeah.
So, he is, but he like he goes into. There's one of him on Seth Meyers, and he's like sitting on the couch. He's like uncomfortable. And he looks over the edge. There's a cup of water there. He goes, "Ooh!" And Seth Meyers goes, "You would have thought you just found gold." He goes, "Well, I was. My mouth is dry, and I really thought that I can't ask for any water."
That's a good impression,
And
Joe.
I look over, and it's right here. Wow. So it was pretty. It's and Shane's just like, busting his balls. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. Your sister pointed out a really weird thing during the show. She was like, "Does he have like? Is there something wrong with his hands? Like, his hands are always in this position. Like his fingers are always closed." And then ever since she said it, I haven't been
He's
able
got
to.
Mr. Sergovitz vibes.
So then we finally looked
Only
it up. We were
10
like,
people
does he
get
have like
that.
cerebral palsy or something? Like, does he have like some kind of like nervous condition or something? And apparently he has like crippling
He has arthritis.
arthritis. Yeah, that's what it is. So his hand is always in like this claw position. Yeah.
He has very bad arthritis. He's been working on it though. You don't understand how I pay attention when
You're
he talks.
you're so deep. You're so deep.
I like when he talks. I like know. I'm like, all right, I understand that.
You're in Gervin's world, man.
I fucking love the guy. I think he's the best.
That's great. I think so far the episode that made us laugh the most was the episode with the wig, where they like
It's good,
he
with the
loses the
Grohl.
bet with like where they
Yeah.
shooting baskets at the beginning, and he like
Yeah,
that was my favorite
with
one.
the Grohl, that's good.
Yeah. Is that what it's called, with the Grohl?
Well, he does the Dave Grohl where he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be at the Viper Room later.
he's practicing like.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be at the Viper Room later.
You do a great impression of him. You really do. Yeah, it's
I mean,
good.
If,
I'm
if
enjoying
Gerben impressions ever fucking pay off, maybe.
it. I feel like we got sidetracked, but I'm glad because I actually did write tires on here. I wanted to talk about it.
Well, yeah, if you can find the episode, whatever podcast it is or vlog, I don't know what the fuck it is, of him and Santino golfing. I need to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, comment
So,
below if you know
yeah.
where to find that.
I didn't know Santino even knows how to golf. So I don't know. Gerben loves golfing. Gerbies loves golf. He went to the Masters with Shane.
He loves sex games too. Apparently,
Yes, he's a little sex kitten.
So after we had, well, I shouldn't skip over the barbecue because the barbecue was pretty eventful.
the barbecue. Yeah, I
So
mean,
Erin comes in, she's like, "Everybody get the fuck up! Like we're
Yeah.
going outside, we're doing this right."
it was 4 of us, by the way. There's 4 people here. When she got here, all fucking freaking out. It was, it was.
Winslow was here too, sort of.
Yeah, but he was in his apartment. I mean, he was home. But he wasn't like hanging out. And we were eating. Scott was grilling up front,
Yeah, Scott
so
was
it
going
wasn't
up
like
front.
it was easy to.
Yeah.
So we
Probably should have put the grill in the back.
moved the grill from the back to the front because he was like, "Let's just chill inside. It's 100 outside,
Yeah.
and your backyard's full of mosquitoes." So we were like, "All right, cool," And then Aaron got there and was like, "No, we're sitting in the yard." I was like, "Okay." So we moved some chairs back there and stuff.
We sprayed some bug off or lotion or whatever. It was
Yeah.
fine. It was good.
Well, we got turf coming soon, so soon the yard will actually be like hangoutable. But right now it was kind of like king of the hill. I would have rather sit on the sidewalk.
King of the hill.
I would have rather sit on the sidewalk in front of our house and interview people as they walk by.
I'm glad you brought up the mosquitoes. I got one of the biggest, most disgusting mosquito bites during that. And in the weirdest spot, dude.
Your penis?
Oh, that would have been weirder. You're right. No.
Well, especially when it was like the biggest. Like, your dick grows if you get mosquito bites on.
I'll go outside right now. I'll go outside
My
right
yard
now
is
and hang
infested, brother.
I got it right, like dead center in the middle of my back, and it's the size of
Wow.
like a fucking like cue ball. It's like, huge.
You got spinal tapped.
Yeah, really, really weird. And of course, impossible to scratch. You cannot scratch it. And I think it should be noted that I was wearing a shirt at this barbecue, so I don't know how this mosquito. And sitting in a chair with a bag.
That's true. We had a really good picture of you on my shoulders.
Oh, that's right. Where did that
Forgot
wind
about
up?
that. I don't know.
That was terrifying, by the way. That was even more terrifying than the turbulence on my flight recently back from Florida. Was being on your
You asked
shoulders.
for it. It's
I
fine.
did, just because I knew it would be a funny picture.
Sturdy as a bus.
You're very sturdy, definitely. A diesel engine.
The backyard is not very flat, and there's a if we fell about
Yeah.
a 10-foot drop. But don't worry about that.
Precisely.
There's no reason to worry about that.
And we were also very drunk.
Yeah. Well,
So, well, you maybe not, because you guys started playing Thunderstruck. If you're not familiar with
yes.
this game, lurkers, it's the AC/DC song Thunderstruck.
yeah, they sing a song.
And
This
maybe
was,
you better explain it, because I was terrible at this game. I didn't understand the rules.
Well, the rules are quite simple, actually. You pick a person who goes first, and then every time they say thunder in the song Thunderstruck, which is quite often, you go to the next person, starts drinking in a circle. And about twice in the song, somebody gets stuck drinking for like a minute and a half at a time. It's just a waterfall for a while. And a lot of people just kind of sip it up. That's not the Joe Tats way.
That someone was Joe.
Yeah, I did get nailed, and I finished 3 drinks in that time. And then
One of them being a vodka cran.
I
Not unlike
vomited
the
everywhere.
vodka cran right here. It's about 85 to 90% vodka.
I did have a pretty extensive vomiting session in the middle of Thunderstruck. Still made my turn, by the way. I would like to point out,
You
but I
did.
I
You
did have 3 violent vomits next to the game.
Back
So
to back. I'm sitting there like, I don't know, 3 feet away from you, and I look over. I see you vomit. I'm like, oh, and I look away, and then I look back to you, and you throw up again, and I'm like, oh, and I look away, and then I look back to you, and you throw up a third time, and I'm like, ah, it just kept
Yeah.
happening
just so
on
much,
repeat,
so much liquid.
and it was like red. It looked like you were puking up blood.
Yeah, it was. But got it far enough. Didn't get on the clothes. It was just in the
yeah, it was
yard.
great.
Everything
It
was
good.
okay. But then we finished Thunderstruck, and
You're gonna need
and got
turf,
back
man,
to it.
because nothing is gonna grow in that spot. There's so much vodka
bro,
in the
there's
soil
gonna-
right there.
it's gonna grow. I'm telling you, that backyard shit grows. There's probably a beanstalk back there now. It's nuts. I could cut it today. Tomorrow it grows back twice as strong. This ground is strong, man. When I was digging the other day, I found worms. They were, I don't know, 11-inch worms.
Oh, you took pictures of them. Yeah, those
Yeah,
things were
I took a picture of the
behemoths.
one.
Yeah,
I only found the one.
crazy.
Well, I only got a picture of the one, but I got 3 pictures of them because I tried to get some scaling into it. But this thing is fucking bizarre, man. That's a fucking worm, man.
Yeah, that thing is really, really. It looks like a snake.
Yeah.
So after the barbecue, did we go anywhere? I can't remember.
No, sir. No, sir. Stayed here all night. You guys left. I don't know if you guys went somewhere.
I think we just went home. Yeah, because we had the dog, so we just
Yeah.
went straight home.
You didn't have the dog here.
No. I mean, like the dog was home,
Oh,
so we were
okay,
like, we got to go let the
So
dog out. and
Scott's
shit.
dog was here. Your dog was not.
Yeah.
No, but our friend Danny did bring over a goddamn maniac.
Oh yeah. So
So
I knew this was a bad idea the second he started explaining. Like he was like,
I should have known when he was worried about it, because I was like, how fuck bad could it be?
yeah.
It was.
He looked stressed. He was like heavy
Brother.
breathing. He was like touching his face a lot when he was talking to her on the
brother.
phone.
It was rough. And then he left her here, so it was me, Kevin, and her. And I'm trying to find a movie we could all watch.
Kevin was perched on the roof the whole barbecue too, which I thought was funny.
I went and put on Predator. I tried to put on Predator 2. She lost her goddamn mind the second she saw sweaty people in the beginning. That
Which
didn't work.
is the entire movie is just sweaty people.
So I put on the 3rd sweatiest movie I've ever seen, Holes with Shia LaBeouf. But it's a Disney film, so whatever. About digging holes, because me and Kevin did for the first half of the day.
Oh, that's
So we
terrible.
put on Holes.
Why were you digging holes the first half of the day again? Remind me.
Kevin's building like an outdoor deck,
Okay,
and he needs to level out the ground. So I helped him.
that's right. He explained that
So
to me.
yeah, I
That's right.
called him earlier in the day, going, "Hey, what are you doing later?"
So
And
wait,
he was
wait,
like,
hold
"Well,
on.
I have to dig this hole," and I was like, "Oh, I have to dig a hole."
So Kevin's awesome apartment is going to get even more awesome, and he's still never going to have anybody over to hang out.
Yeah, I mean, I go to Kevin's house.
Well, I never get the invite.
You're allowed.
Well, I don't know his email address.
You know,
I guess that's
Suyat
why.
lives downstairs too.
No shit. Suyat moved in?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I only met Suyat once.
But yeah, it's
He's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
But yeah, it's gonna be way awesomer. But right now, every time I go there, it's mostly just work. No, he's building an awesome little deck outside. He's got Bluetooth speakers. It's gonna be beautiful. But I called him and I was like, "Oh, what are you doing later? I think I might have barbecue." And he was like, "I got a bunch of digging to do in my yard." I was like, "Oh, I have some digging to do in my yard." And he goes, "Okay, well, you want to come over here for a few hours, help me dig, and I'll go to your house and help you dig." I go, "Sounds good."
It's fair trade. Even
We-
Stevens.
Yeah, both of us got about a third of the way through our jobs before quitting because it was so hot.
Man, that wasn't even close to the hottest day. Today was like, phew,
Well,
it was brutal.
Kev's yard is straight in the sun.
Yeah.
So that was draining in the beginning. And we did, I don't know, 15 or 20 wheelbarrows of dirt and then called it and came over here and then did another 8 or 10 wheelbarrows. But he technically has more dirt he has to move.
What did you need to move dirt for?
I'm doing those rocks out front. That's where I found the worms and stuff.
Doing dirt rocks?
No, I have to dig the hole and then you put down the fucking shit so weeds don't grow, and then you put the rocks in it.
Ah, okay.
But I got like decorative rocks.
Gotcha. Cool. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be
I
awesome.
dig the holes.
You gonna do a mural? You were talking big mural game.
I know the mural. I don't know if it's gonna work out. Nobody likes the idea except
I
Joe.
like it. Sam doesn't particularly like it very much, but
No, Sam and Aaron don't like it, and Aaron's in Sam's ear about it.
I didn't hear
fucked.
Aaron's opinion about
I'm
it.
ruined. Well, she doesn't like my idea with it. She likes the idea of it being creative, but not actually creative. Just whatever she thinks is creative.
After the barbecue, we slept all fucking day on Sunday, and I can't remember. We
No, it
woke up.
was-
We were gonna go to the beach
Yeah,
early.
you're going to the beach early.
Yeah, but then we woke up and it was raining and it was like thundering and shit.
I was thundering really bad.
So we were like, "Oh, fuck that! We're not gonna like race down to the beach if it's like raining and thundering. We might as well just get some sleep. You know what I mean? Like we'll eat some lunch or whatever, and then we'll head down like in the afternoon." So that's what we did. But then by the time we got down there, we felt dumb because when we got to Asbury, it was like hot and sunny and like beautiful, and it was like the perfect beach day. But by that time, it was already like 5 or 6. We met up with Anthony and Rob and our friend Anna and Sam. They were all hanging out down there, and they were like, "Yeah, it was like the best beach day. It rained a little bit like earlier on, but then it was like perfect, whatever." So we felt dumb. But then we hung out with them all night, and dude, it was a great time. We stayed at the Berkeley in Asbury. It's like this big old building. It looks like a fucking hospital or something. And we were the next morning. We were like, we watched Game 7 that night. We had a nice dinner. It was Rob's birthday, whatever, at McClune's Boathouse. But the next day was so funny. We were like hanging out. We went to the beach in the morning, and then we were hanging out by the pool. And they have a cool like setup at the Berkeley. They got like a bar out there, like little cabanas, and like you can order food and shit. So we go up, and this woman who was working at the bar, like I've never seen anybody like worse at fucking customer service in my life. Like first of all, Rob walks up and he's just like,
Find yourself a Kyla.
who's
Tires.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorta. So like,
what's a microaggression? Ripe.
yeah, so that's a good example. So Rob walks up and he asks her. He's like looking at his phone. He was like doing something for work, and he's like looking at his phone. And she's like, "Oh, what can I get you?" And he's like, "Oh, can I get a martini?" And then she's like, "Okay, all right." And she looks confused, like she's never heard of a martini before. And then he just goes back to like sending his text or whatever on his phone. And then she goes, "Do you want a single or a double?" And like Rob wasn't paying attention. He was like on his phone, so he wasn't paying attention. And she got like so pissed. She was like, but she didn't say like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm talking to you" or anything. She just stared at him like daggers, like these huge eyes. She's like, and like I'm watching the whole thing happen, and so I stepped in and I'm like, "Rob, she asked you a question," and he's like, "Oh, what?" And she's like, "Do you want a single or a double?" He's like, "A single or a double martini?" He's like, "I think I'll stick with a single." That's good for me. And she's like, okay, whatever. Dude, she gave him just a glass of olive juice. That's all it was. It was
No vodka?
a plastic cup filled with ice, olive juice, olives, and maybe half a shot of vodka.
So a dirty martini?
The dirtiest of martinis. It was sewage water, dude. It's like disgusting. We all took a sip of it, and I couldn't detect any vodka in it. It was just olive juice. So
Okay.
nasty. So then that was the first funny thing that happened. We order all our food. She's so annoyed that we're all ordering food. And all your sister and aunt wanted was hot dogs, right? They were just like, I just want hot dogs. And they're
My
like,
aunt?
Anthony.
Oh.
Anthony. Yeah,
I
sorry.
thought you
sorry.
said, no. I was like,
Mabel? Yeah, Mabel showed up. It was nuts.
I was like, okay, all right, I got you. Yeah.
So all your sister and Anthony wanted were hot dog, but the only thing that they had hot dog on the menu, but it was on the kids menu. So they were like, I'm not ordering off the kids menu. That bitch at the bar is gonna tell us we can't get kid food. So we're like, it was a whole dispute. Like, all right, who's gonna order? Who's gonna order? Finally, your sister's like, all right, I'll fucking go up and I'll order the goddamn hot dogs. She's gonna tell me no, whatever. She goes up, she orders the hot dogs. She orders 4 hot dogs. 2 for her, 2 for Ann or whatever. And they're like, yeah, of course, no problem. So we're like, oh, that was so stupid. We made a big deal out of nothing. Then after about 30 minutes, these hot dogs come out, dude. They're like, I don't know, 4.5 feet long. They're like comically enormous hot dogs that are like this fucking big. They look like, and we have 4 of them.
They have buns?
Yes. And the buns are like sub rolls. Like, they're like,
It's crazy.
it's insane. And we were like, so we said to the waitress, we were like, are you like pranking us? Like, we ordered 4 hot dogs off the kids menu. You brought out these fucking colossal hot dogs. She's like, oh no, they're always that big. We're just like, you think you'd mention that they're enormous? Like, it should say like market price for this hot dog next to it on the it's insane.
That's true. What was it? How much did it cost?
I can't even remember, but it was absurd. I think they were like $15 or $16 a piece or
Well, that
something.
makes more sense.
But it
at
didn't
least.
say it on the menu. Like I
Oh.
went in the release so we on the menu, if we saw that it was a fucking $16 hot dog, we would have been like, oh, what gives? What's up with that? But yeah, we didn't see it until they gave us the check at the end. We were like, holy shit. That was fucking hilarious. We took pictures. Your sister and I did we did like a what's it called? She bit one end, I bit the other, like fucking
Lady and the Tramp.
like Lady and the Tramp. It was a good time. It was a good time. But and later on that night, we got so fucked up at various different bars around Asbury. Shout out to Bond Street. It's a good spot. I can't remember where the hell else we went. We went to Low Dive. Went to a couple other places. Oh, we went out to eat dinner at this place, Jimmy's. I'm sorry, I'm just ranting.
You good?
It's this cool, old school Italian restaurant, which I love. Like family run type joint. And real like mob movie atmosphere, you know what I mean? You feel like you're
Right.
in the fucking Irishman or something, or you're in the Goodfellas or something.
I never watched The Irishman.
Yeah, I couldn't get through it either. I got about an hour in. All the CGI'd faces.
Oh, you got
sucked.
25 minutes in? All right.
All the CGI faces were awful. Are you gonna crack those chauffeur hoffers or what?
Maybe.
I want one.
Okay, you can have one.
No. Doesn't feel right if I'm doing the show without drinking.
These are vegan. I don't know. It says it on the can.
Are you for real?
It says it.
Chauffeur hoffer.
I don't see why it wouldn't be vegan anyway.
Yeah, right. Isn't all beer vegan?
Pretty much.
Are people putting like bacon grease in their beer?
So yeah, I mean, there's got to be some that aren't vegan, but
But dude, I recommend this place, Jimmy's. It was fucking awesome. A little pricey, but the service was excellent. And our waiter was like this tall, handsome blonde kid. He was
excellent service these days is a big deal.
like, yeah, for real. No, it was great. And
Can't get good service anywhere.
yeah, no, including at the fucking pool at the Berkeley, man. This lady was terrible. But no, we had this like tall, like handsome, like blonde kid that was like waiting on us. He looked like he was like, I don't know, 22 or something. And the girl Allie that we were with is like, I don't know, Allie's like, I'm gonna guess she's like my age, like she's like somewhere 35, 40 years old, somewhere in that ballpark. And she was like in love with him, and she was all making like googly eyes at him and stuff the whole time. We were like, all right, easy, you know what I mean? You fucking relax, you know. And then at the end, he totally comes up and just starts like hitting on her like blatantly, and we're all like kicking each other under the table like holy shit. Anyway, like we leave, we get in the Uber, we go to Bond Street, we're hanging out, we're drinking. This kid shows up to Bond Street. Like he like texted her, was like, "Where are you at?" And he came and hung out with us. So we have this like 22-year-old like dude just like hanging out with us the
I
whole
would have had a
night.
lot of fun with that.
They totally smashed, dude. It definitely happened. Yeah, later on that night.
I would have had fun with that.
It's awesome.
You know,
Cheers. Cheers to Allie getting some.
I gotta be honest. Sometimes the youngsters can get annoying, but
He was cool. He was quiet. Was reserved.
but I can respect the guy on the chase.
Get
You know,
it, man. Get it.
yeah, a hound on the scent. You gotta keep it going.
Your sister was a little disturbed. She was like, he was just too young looking for her. I was like, first of all, he's like 6'5", so he really doesn't look that young. You know what I mean? He was like incredibly tall. He had a mustache. He had a big blonde fucking mustache.
It's funny, you're just speaking about 6'5", reminded me of a quick little tidbit. My dad flying back from Florida last week.
Yeah.
He goes, "So, you wouldn't believe the size of this guy I saw on my flight." He was like, "You would have been mesmerized." And I go, "Oh, were you on a flight with Brian Shaw?" He goes, "Who the fuck is Brian Shaw?"
Oh, he's a wrestler, right?
No, he's world's strongest man.
Oh, that guy. Okay, all right.
But I bring up a picture of him. He goes, "Holy fuck, that's him." He goes, "Yeah, that's the guy."
For real?
He goes, "How the hell did you know that?"
What are the chances?
I go, "Well, he's like the fucking most excessively large guy in the world." He goes, "Yeah, but out of 8 billion people, I
Yeah.
just told you I found a big guy, and you found him."
That's so
And I was
weird.
like, "Yeah, that's. I mean,
Did you know that he was going to be like in the area?
I didn't know he was
or
coming from
something?
Florida north, but he was like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, I mean, and he probably was coming to fan addicts or whatever. I would,
If you're that
imagine.
massive, like what is the process of buying an airline ticket? You know what I mean? Because like you physically can't fit in.
Well, he
an
physically
airline
can't.
seat, right?
There's again, he has. That's I actually showed because when I first showed him, he's like, I don't know, he looks a lot like him. And then I was like, well, here's a picture of him in an airline seat because he has shown how he fits in them. And he goes, yeah, that's fucking him. Because he's 6'8", 430 pounds or something. He's
Yeah, I gotta see. I see all these pictures of him, but I need
you're
one.
looking
I
at
need
him?
one for
Just
context.
Just
here.
put,
Like,
put airplane.
holy crap! It's him next to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold
Oh, yeah,
Schwarzenegger
yeah.
looks like a marionette puppet. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's huge. Again, he's 6'8", 4 or something. I recently saw he got measured around 6'6", so maybe he's more. But you can literally just type in Brian Shaw airplane, and you see him sitting in an airplane seat with Eddie
How's
Hall.
that possible?
But yeah, Dad goes, "How the fuck did you?" He was like, He's like, "That's like totally the guy."
Oh my god, I'd be so mad if I had to sit next to this dude. I'd be like, dude.
Well, he said the two people next to him were like definitely part of his crew. He was like, they're two also big guys. He was like, I don't know how the fuck they sat together, but he was like, I think he like must because he was like, it's weird that he doesn't sit in first anyway, but I guess it's only a 2-hour flight, so he probably was like, fuck it.
This girl sitting next to him in this picture better be his girlfriend because
He's probably his wife. She's like 5'5".
like,
Yeah.
I was just like,
That's not him.
oh,
that's
that's
Eddie
not
Hall.
him.
That's Eddie Hall.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, the girl sitting next to him.
Eddie Hall's 6'2", so he's another.
That's pretty funny.
Brian Shaw is
6'8"'s different though. That's like.
he's that big.
Speaking of big, have you heard about what happened with Fat Joe?
The rapper?
Yeah,
No.
Fat Joe, man, accused of sex trafficking.
Oh well, I mean, everyone's sex trafficked.
I mean, apparently, if you're in the hip hop game, you
I mean-
have sex trafficked.
No, I mean, you've probably sex trafficked. It's
Excuse me.
by definition.
I probably have not sex trafficked.
By definition, all it is bringing a woman across state borders, and for sexual reasons.
I don't think that's the definition of sex
It
trafficking.
is.
I don't.
Look it up. Look up the definition of sex trafficking.
Why would it be? Why would that be illegal?
It's supposed to be that your ulterior motive is having sex. I mean, obviously they don't do that, but yeah, if you go to Pennsylvania going like with your girlfriend and you're like, oh, we're going pumpkin picking, and you're actually like well, we're gonna have sex while we're there. That's sex trafficking.
The action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another for the purpose of sexual exploitation. So exploitation, I get, meaning that
And
they
it
are
does
going
say
to be
illegally.
used for sex and nothing else.
It does say illegally, I guess.
Yeah, so I guess
Illegally bringing them across.
so
the
I guess
borders.
you're bringing over people into
Did
the
you bring Aaron
country.
to Canada?
We never went to Canada.
Yeah, all right. Just making sure. just making sure.
We never met. Your sister is banned from Canada. She's not allowed into Canada. So I guess if we did go into Canada, it would be illegal. Yeah, I was looking at that picture.
Yeah. But yeah, that's there's him and Eddie all sitting together. Anyway.
Oh man. Yeah, it was crazy. So we were talking about Fat Joe the whole time. We were just like, damn, they got Fat Joe.
Oh boy.
And I didn't know that Fat Joe's last name was Cartagena. I don't know if it really is, but
No, I thought it was Crack.
Joe Crack the Don.
Joey Crack. I thought that was.
So the guy that's making the allegations about Fat Joe.
It's a male?
Yeah, so what I think is funny is that it feels like oftentimes when people get accused of all these horrible things, there's always like this guy owes me $20 million, and then it's like, but he won't pay me, so he also fucked kids. You know what I mean? It's like let me tack that on there. So like if you're not gonna give me my money, I'll just ruin your reputation. That kind of thing. So it's a little shady. Yeah, so apparently he owes some dude $20 million, and he claims that he has seen Joe Crack the Don sex children. So some pretty serious allegations.
Sex children.
Yeah.
That's a different
And in the article,
allegation.
yeah. Well, yeah.
You told me sex traffic.
Well, there was that and sex. Yeah, there's all kinds of
He
allegations.
was trafficking
out there.
children?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
boy.
15 and 16-year-olds. So I what's it called? I'm reading this article and I'm like, what's going on with Joey Crack the Don? You know, and I get like 3-4 paragraphs in, and
All of Def
the
Jam
first
Vendetta's
thing-
going down. The Vendetta's
yeah,
out.
it's crazy. So like the first paragraph is like explains who the dude is that like is making these allegations. The next paragraph is like he alleges that Fat Joe made threatening remarks to him and refused to pay him money. And then the next one is like he also alleges that Fat Joe was trafficking women into the country for reasons of purposes of sex. And then like paragraph like 4 or 5, they're like, oh, and he also alleges that he was having sex with kids. I was like, you lead with the pedophilia, you know what I mean? Like he's like, 'cause as I'm reading, I'm just like, all right. So he's a rapper. Like he made some threatening remarks.
So he
to the
paid
guy,
Russians
like-
to come here and
Yeah.
have sex with him.
and then and then I was like, the next paragraph, I was like, all right. So I was like, what happened here? Did like Fat Joe just like pay a bunch of like strippers and hookers to like to like dance at a party, and then like a couple of them happen to be illegals, you know what I mean? And then like that, but then the third one, I'm like, oh, he had sex with what? I was like, you got to lead with that allegation. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, he didn't adhere to the HMO rules about flowers in the yard, and then he also double parked way too often. Oh, and by the way, he also murdered my sister. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you not gonna lead
Well,
with the murder?
I'm,
Like,
I'm glad you kept going with that analogy because I thought something very different in the beginning, and I was like,
oh no,
this is wild.
what did you think?
Well, when you said the flowers in the yard thing, I thought you were talking like pubic hair growing.
Oh Christ
And I was like-
Almighty!
I was like,
Did it
whoa,
sound
whoa.
like I was really going in that
No,
direction?
not really, except that I was like, what else could that mean? Okay. I was like, whoa.
Oh man, Two
No,
Cubes
no, no.
podcast, everybody.
It was a
Shit's getting
misunderstanding
real.
on my part. I was just like, well, it does sound like then he led off with the worst part. Again, I don't think human trafficking is a good thing.
Yeah,
But the
yeah, I
definition
don't
is a
either.
little loose
It does seem a little loosey
because
goosey.
it sounds like
but
it sounds like you're like taking people against their will and
That's what I would
doing
say. When they
things.
say illegally transporting people from one
Yeah.
place to another, are they implying that it's against their will? Or are they implying like
they just
I don't know.
exactly they leave it
Curious.
loose.
yeah, they
It's a
leave
loose
it up
term.
for interpretation?
Again, some of the Diddy stuff, whatever. If it's illegal,
No, Diddy's
no, he did some. He did
I was
some
like, that
real,
guy's
he
going
did some
away
real
for the rest
fucked
of
up
his
shit.
life.
But some of the stuff that people are like, he used to pay strippers to come and have sex with him. I'm like, well, normal people do that too. I don't know.
yeah,
You know,
it's like,
that's not a Diddy thing.
That's
That's
not too far fetched.
Yeah.
That's been going on since the dawn
Those
of
are just
civilization.
they're prostitutes. He paid them. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's some of the things that people are like. Can you believe that he used to have a guy go to strip clubs and grab
But
and
that's
bring
what I'm saying.
women?
It's like it's crazy. You read these
Yeah, I can believe that.
articles. You read these articles, and it's like they have like all these like minor offenses, if they're even offenses at all, mixed in with like
Exactly,
the
with,
worst
like-
offenses.
With like, also he did kill 7 of the most influential rappers that we've
Yeah,
ever seen.
It's almost
But
like the
we're
other
not worried
offenses
about
aren't
them.
even worth discussing.
Did you hear how much baby oil he has? Like, that's not a crime. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like the only thing everybody's talking about is that he had like a whole room filled with baby oil. I'm like, yeah, he also had a whole room filled with 15-year-olds.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't-
why don't we
exactly.
focus
That's-
on that?
That's my big thing with it is. Yeah,
it's
Angel Reese
crazy.
gets a lot of rebounds. Why don't we talk about she gets no points?
It's a little suspect.
uh
Oh man, yeah. So, Anyway, go. Make sure you go to Jimmy's in Neptune, New Jersey. Great steak. I got the Jimmy special.
all right, good, because Jimmy's in Kearney is closed, so that's good news.
There was a Jimmy's in Kearney.
Yeah, I've been fucking boycotting it.
Jimmy's.
They're
in
working on
Kearney?
selling it. Yeah, it sucks. You've been there with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was it?
I think it's still technically there. They're just selling it, but it's down.
Why am I
we
blanking
went there
on
for
this?
CJ's memorial thing.
Oh yes, yeah. On Midland Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
just saying,
Yeah. I
is it
forgot
Midland
that's
or-
called Jimmy's. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They're
Um,
selling it, huh?
Well, yeah, that piece of trash probably couldn't get people in there anymore after charging 10.5% for credit cards.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's wild.
It's
So
nuts.
yeah,
He has no
anti-advertisement
stock.
for Jimmy's.
Well,
in
Jimmy's
Kearney,
in Kearney.
but a good advertisement for
Jimmy's in Asbury.
Jimmy. Yeah, man, that place is like an old school. They run like a tight ship. I was like looking at. I was looking at the bar. I was ordering a drink at Jimmy's in Neptune, and I'm like looking at the bar, and I'm like, this is the most immaculately kept bar I've ever seen in my life. Like it was like sparkling. Like everything was like perfectly stocked and like in its place, and like yeah, it was really really good
Well,
spot.
I guess they have 9 months of the year to clean up. For the 3 months of the year, they get fucked.
Yeah, true. It is in Neptune though, so it's not like it's in the it's not really in like the touristy part of that area of like Asbury and stuff. It's kind of like in the hood, you know.
Yeah, but,
But
it's still
it's just good. It's a well run place.
all right.
Highly recommend. But dude, after a night of just debaucherous drinking, and we go back to the hotel and it's like 2:00 in the morning, and we go up to the room and like we have a drink. Like we just made some like whatever. I think Anthony brought like a bottle of liquor or something. We made some drinks and then like we went back downstairs. We go out. We're like we're gonna get into the pool. And we're like, there's no way the pool's open. It's 2:00 in the morning, but we're like we're gonna get in somehow. We're going for a dip. And we walked out. We all put on our bathing suits. We walked out of the lobby, and we go out like the side door. And there's this group of people hanging right by the entrance to the pool, and they're like, "No, sorry guys, it's 2 a.m. Like the pool's closed. You can't go in the pool."
Did they work there?
No, they were just like a group of people staying at the hotel drinking, and we're just like, "Oh." And I think somebody asked. They were like, "Do you like work here or something?" They were like, "No, we're just drinking, but we wanted to go in the pool, but it was closed. We couldn't get in." We're like, "Oh, okay." So we turn around, we go all the way around like this long fence to where like I remember seeing like a gate, like an employee like took garbage out through like this gate. So like we walk over to it. I tried to reach my hand through like the slats of the gate to unlock the gate, but my hands were like too fat. So your sisters were like skinny enough. She like slid her fingers in there, just popped the lock. We just went in, swam in the pool for like 40 minutes.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome.
All right.
Just hung out. So I'm probably, I'm probably gonna get like arrested for trespassing or some shit. I don't know, but there's some security
As long
camera
as
footage of
nothing
us swimming in the
happened, they
pool.
probably don't care.
Nah, nothing happened. We just hung out,
Did I ever
swam. We
tell
had
the
some
story on
laughs.
here of the time I went to Disney and so So I went to Disney, the World Gate Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So we drove down there.
The World Gate?
Yeah, it's called the World Gate.
Sounds like something out of like God of War or something.
I don't know. Yeah, so what happened was we were driving down there to see our friend Choas. And while we're driving, I had nowhere we were gonna stay. I was just like, we'll find a hotel when we get down there.
Yeah.
One of the girls that was in the car was like, I work for a hotel chain. Let me see if I can get us a deal. I was like, fucking hell yeah, great.
That's always the best. You get
Yeah,
like a fucking
10
free room for no reason.
Well,
It's
like 10
you're a
minutes
friend
later,
of a
she's
friend.
like, how's like $120 a night? It's supposed to be a nice place. Sounds
Great.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We get there. This place was fucking awesome. I was like, it was marble floors everywhere. Everything was beautiful. So we go to check in. And
Uh-huh.
it's me checking in. There's two girls behind me who are, I don't know, 23 and 24.
What town is this in again?
This is Orlando, Florida, I guess.
Okay, all right.
It might have been one of those cities that just outside. It was near enough Disney that they could call it the Disney World Gate. So I don't know, but so I go to check us in, and the guy, I don't know, I was 26 probably, but the guy sees me checking in,
Mm-hmm.
and these two girls behind me, and they get whatever, we got our stuff, and he's like,
he thinks you're with him.
well, yeah, and he's like, well, they were staying in the room with me.
Oh, okay. The way you made it sound
Well-
like they were just two girls standing behind you in line.
No.
like-
They're the girls I drove down there, and Chelis was already in Orlando, but he wasn't with us to check in. So I go to check in, and the guy is like, just so you know, the pool's open 24 hours. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. He goes, there's also no security. I go, all right, thanks. He goes, there's no cameras either. I was like, all right. 24 hours.
He's like, I'm gonna watch you skinny dip with
I
these
was-
girls out the window later.
I was like, thanks. He's like,
wink, wink.
I was like, all right.
That's when you're supposed to slip him a 20, Joe. Come on.
Well, I was like, great, man. Thank you. We go to our room. The room is fucking amazing. It was like a suite. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Whatever. We go. I was like, all right, well, you guys want to go to the pool? The fucking guy said we can go hang out.
What time of the day is it?
I don't know. Well, by that point, it was probably about midnight.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna enjoy the swim. It's like if it was like noon, you're gonna go out there. There's gonna be a bunch of little kids and shit running
Well,
around.
this
It's
was
not gonna be-
indoor.
Yeah.
There's an outdoor pool that's not 24 hour and an indoor pool that's in like a courtyard thing. It was covered in the middle, and whatever. It had a hot tub and a pool. It was fucking awesome. But I didn't. I checked in at a normal time. We just went out to eat whenever after.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, so you guys want to go to the fucking pool or whatever? It's like, I got a bunch of beer. We can just go down there. He said there's no security, nothing. We can do whatever we want. We get down there. There is no security. There's no fucking nothing. We're just drinking. We drank in there until fucking 4:30 in the morning.
That's incredible.
Nobody did
There's
anything.
nothing like a night swim.
We're throwing
A
people
drunk
in the pool.
night swim.
Yeah, we were
So
fucking
good.
whatever. I think someone else came down at one point and was like, hey, can we hang? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's hang out. It's a great time.
That's great. Always go for a night swim. They're not guarding the pool. Just go break in. If they catch you, just play stupid. Just be like, oh, I don't know. The door was just unlocked. The gate was unlatched. So we just went in, you know.
This isn't my hotel.
This isn't my room at all.
I can swear you guys gave me the waterbed.
I thought this was it.
This is room 109.
Oh, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm sorry you all had to listen to that. If you're a true lurker, you appreciate noises like that, though.
Yeah, it was the beginning of.
Yeah, lurker looking.
Yeah, I'm not quite as good as Buff.
You know what I heard? I heard that potentially your family, so like David and Love and maybe Mabel or something, are like gonna move to Kearney, or they're going to look at a house today, or they came today, or they're going to tomorrow, or some shit like that. And it's like literally right around the corner from the Helio building, like where Aaron and I live?
I don't know. I don't get updates anymore every day.
I just found that out while I was driving over here. I talked to
Yeah,
Aaron.
I don't further get you know, the day-to-day updates on them, but that's refreshing to hear.
Yeah. So there's a lot of potential for humor there. Where there's just right around the corner from David and stuff. I'm sure I'll be seeing a lot of him. If they take the house, you know what I mean? They're just going to look at it.
Yeah, we'll see how that works. I don't know.
But then get this, on top of that, my mother sold our family home, right? It's the house she grew up in, it's the house I grew up in. She found a buyer, she's selling it, but she still doesn't have a place to live. Maybe a little ill-conceived. But she's been bouncing around looking for a different like retirement facility to live in.
Yeah, like more of a.
And your sister told her about the one that your grandmother lived in.
Yeah, my
in
parents told her
Kearney.
to tell her that.
2 blocks. I mean, down the road from where we live.
Yeah.
So now my mom, if the place that she's looking at right now falls through, is going to try to live there, and I'm just like, you doomed us, Aaron. Like,
well.
My mom's gonna be 2 blocks away. Oh man!
Good. My Aunt Mabel will come fight forces with her. They'll kind of.
That'll be fine. I guess I keep an eye on my ma, but I don't know.
I mean, that building is nice. The guy Manny's cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys like know them.
I've moved 5-6 people in there. I've had a bunch of moving jobs.
You probably didn't even know half of them.
I've had a bunch of moving jobs from that place. Yeah. Never saw a dime, but. I've moved a few apartments there.
It makes me angry for you that people don't pay you to help them move.
Sometimes they do. Depends.
Yawning on the show. That's great, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. We got no fucking visuals today, so nobody has any idea.
That's true.
I'll fix that. I promise. We've been talking about filming at different locations anyway, so.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. We can't even get it going in the place where we've been doing it for fucking 65 episodes or whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get it together.
Yeah, I mean, especially the camcorder thing. That's Osama bin Laden was figuring this out.
That doesn't make any sense that thing isn't recording. It makes me so mad.
Yeah, well, it's probably that it's just formatted wrong, and I don't know how to use it.
We did everything the same. We did everything the same as we always do it.
I know, but yeah. Jack had it going through the iPhone last week, so I don't know what happened. But I'll figure it out this week with Jack. I'll have some meetings.
God damn you, Jack!
And we'll get to it. Hopefully maybe we could even get him here for the next episode, and I'll just insist that we still record it on the hostage cam. Rather than
we'll just give him 2 hours, and I won't smoke him out before we.
He was here for a solid hour and a half before he got here.
I think it was the big mistake was smoking weed before we came back in.
I don't think so. Well, again, he knew. I think he knew that we were gonna have that audio issue.
Yeah.
And he just thought I was gonna fix it. Well, because he kept bringing up how he always fucking has to bring the video to the audio.
Okay.
It's like line it up. So I guess he.
How do we prevent that delay from happening?
You don't stream it to the fucking thing. You record direct. I guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Goddamn lag.
That's why I'm not good at this. I don't know.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
I'm here to do fucking Gerben impressions. And I'm just hoping he breaks it big so mine works. That's what Gillis did with Trump. I'm gonna do with Gerben.
You're gonna build a whole career off impersonating another comedian.
Yeah,
it could work.
Dan Soder does it.
Yeah, it's true. Dan Soder does quite a number of impressions, though.
He's great. He's amazing. I love his Cat Williams. I was watching a clip today actually of him on Kill Tony doing the Cat Williams.
Oh, I think I've seen him do I've seen him do Cat Williams on a bunch of shows.
Yeah.
I heard that I saw something that like apparently like Kill Tony had like their worst episode ever. Like the other day, like there was like no laughs because they had on like 2 guests that like weren't funny at all, like on the dais. So it was just like all on Tony's hands to just like carry the whole carry the whole thing.
I
but
like the
I didn't
clips
actually
and-
watch it. I gotta watch
Yeah,
it.
I like the clips and stuff from Kill Tony. The full episodes are a little too much for me. Because when they do get the shitty guy on, I don't really need I don't really care about shitting on like an open micer.
yeah, yeah.
You know, it's fun when you get somebody funny or like when they are funny on it, but it's kind of when you got to watch visually because they make fun of everyone's fucking
They do. Yeah, there's a lot of
appearance.
I think
And then it's like I just don't.
I think maybe the best episode of that show I ever saw was also the most uncomfortable one where Ric Flair came in. Like, and
Oh
he was,
yeah,
like,
and then he's
drunk
like,
as
I'm not
hell.
going to be mean to people. And blah, blah, blah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's- I'm so glad you came, Rick. Like,
Yeah.
you came to a show where the
Yeah,
whole
he's like,
premise.
you're my fucking hero, and he's like, blah blah blah. And then he's just like, I just won't say anything mean. Blah blah.
He was
blah.
so drunk, dude. He was
He's
so
ruined,
ridiculous.
and yeah, I know.
He looked like a boiled ham, dude. He was just like pink and red, and like he just-
Rick's, you know, Rick's
He's a-
had a tough go the last few years.
the last couple decades have been rough on Rick.
He's been, he still has some great stories come out of him somehow. I don't know how he's doing it, but somehow some great stories still pop out about Rick.
It was cool when he was doing the whole like podcast circuit. He was on everything.
Yeah, and one of the fun things about him is he's not even promoting something. He's just going.
Yeah, he
on
was just doing it to do it. It was very, very
just
weird.
fucking around, which is nice.
There wasn't like a wrestling documentary or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, there's tons of wrestling documentaries.
Yeah, maybe he was promoting that. I don't know.
Oh, he's definitely not promoting the dark side of the ring.
Yeah, that would be weird. I have to show you a picture of this hot dog. It's so funny. I forgot that I had a picture of the hot dog from the pool. I don't think I'm really conveying to you how massive this fucking dog was.
I am excited about this.
It's probably bad that I Googled sex trafficking, right? Like, does that mean that like I'm gonna
No.
get flagged by the FBI or something?
Absolutely not. If you get flagged for that, then we are all ruined. You were looking up definitions. That is a really funny hot dog.
It's fucking massive, dude. Hilarious.
Yeah.
The Berkeley pool's got to get their shit together, man. How is that a kids menu item?
That's insane.
A fucking 3 foot long hot dog.
That is
Crazy.
yeah, it's legitimately probably about 2.5 feet long.
I'm so exhausted, man. I'm so burnt out from this weekend. I need to get sleep.
I am burning out from work, but that's going to keep happening for another week and a half, 2 weeks.
Because it's going to be 100 degrees.
Well,
So-
that, but I also got my audit coming. So, you know, every year I got this
The goddamn audit. I
looming
remember
flag that
I know.
every year I have 5 months out of the year where I stress about the audit, and then I get through it, and then I have 7 months of relaxation.
They can't like pop up audit you. They don't like surprise audit.
Every 3 years we have one that's unannounced. So
That's scary.
yeah, that's what we dealt with last year.
Do you ever get any kind of heads up, like somebody else that also gets the same audit or whatever, like gives you a heads up
it's-
that the
it's
guy's
complete-
around or something?
It's completely random.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so I just know every Thursday they don't show up when that's happening. There's like a window every Thursday. I'm like, okay, well I can't show up now because it's 2-day audit. It has to be 2 consecutive days.
Really? 2
Yeah.
consecutive days. Jesus Christ, man. The factory's not that big. What is this guy?
It's time, and they, our first couple years we were able to get a 1-day audit, and then every year they were like, that's impossible. You can't have a 1-day audit. I was like, well, we did last year, and they're like, fucking, well, it's impossible. Nobody gets a 1-day audit. And I was like, well, fucking, you got it done, so I don't understand.
No, we're gonna have to have a 3-day audit to make up for last
And
year.
then they make it, and then they finally have worked their way to 2 days, which is really like a day and a half because the guy leaves early the second day. Because we just run out of shit to talk about. We run out of things to look at. Like you said, we're a tiny fucking business. I don't.
Yeah.
It's like somebody coming and auditing this and going, "Well, what do you do?"
You
Well,
said too many fucks on that
Yeah,
episode.
I sit here like a slob, and we fucking talk about that the picture that was of me last week. Looks like it has too many fingers. I don't know. That's all I do.
And sometimes we exceed the fuck limit on, on
Yeah. Sometimes we read
Filthy words.
definitions on the internet that definitely lead us that way. But good news, that whole episode's unlistenable, so nobody will ever hear us say what we said.
We listen to trademarked music that would probably get the whole episode wiped out.
Is that what's
man.
happening to our? Is that why my numbers are getting fucked on
Maybe.
YouTube?
Maybe. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that OKC won. I didn't like how OKC won. I wanted to say, as we briefly touched on Game 7 the other day, but I want to get this out here because I did get a lot of heat from Halliburton fucking stands on the internet.
Yeah, you're getting guys who stand up for Hallie.
Oh, man. There was this one guy that's just like, I don't understand how you could hate him. He's just out there having fun. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Like, I explained what I hate.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, of course he plays for a rival team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
think he's.
That's
I don't
that's
like him.
part of being a
But-
fan of a team is you don't like the guys they play against.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't want him to get injured, man. That sucks. I don't want him to.
It does suck. Yeah,
yeah.
You never. There's very few times you want to see a guy get injured. I'll tell you what, Deshaun Watson getting hurt was kind of good. I was all right with that.
Why was that?
He just seems like a piece of shit, and
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a bunch of he's like beating
he's got like
women and
40 sexual allegations.
Yeah.
But
Not a great guy.
Like, yeah, and
Get
you
him
just
out of there.
he's just straight up robbing teams. He's, he hasn't been playing well. He's, as a human, I think he could be, forgiven and stuff. But getting $230 million to be a shitty quarterback in the NFL,
Yeah. And then you find out that you're also like beating your wife or whatever.
and then he was, sexing masseuses.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah, it was like
I thought it was.
40
I thought it was a
masseuses
violent
were
thing,
like,
not a sexual thing.
No, it was sexual. I don't think there was any violence. It was just he was getting
So
getting-
strike that from the record. He was not
he
beating his
was
wife.
he was allegedly doing sex acts with masseuses,
Mm.
and
Can't
kind
be
of
doing
forcing
that.
himself on them.
Oh wow.
Yes, and then same as Justin Tucker was allegedly doing.
I don't even know who Justin Tucker is.
Kicker from the Ravens.
Oh, who cares? I do know that.
It's like the best kicker ever. Yeah.
Really? Ever?
For a while, he had the best.
Who was that guy? Wasn't there some
Percentage
dude
ever.
on the Colts that was really
Adam
good? or something?
Vinatieri.
Was that it? Yeah. Then he was on the Patriots. too, or
Patriots and
something.
Colts, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I think of best kicker ever. That's the guy that pops up in my head.
Well,
but-
that's playoff clutch kicking, but
Yeah.
if you're talking overall percentages, Younghoe Koo, I believe, is now the
Koo. I had him on my fantasy team.
Falcons.
On there. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh damn, we're over the hour mark.
We
Oh,
are just
snap.
barely, yes.
Oh shit.
But yeah, then Deshaun Watson tore his ACL or his Achilles again because he was like not doing his PT correctly. So,
So it's his fault.
yeah, you know.
They say Halliburton's going to miss the entire 2025-26 season.
We'll see. Maybe, maybe
that's
not.
crazy.
An Achilles injury is a tough one to come back from, but these days, peptides, things like that, maybe comes back faster.
Yeah, they just need to get like the bone marrow from like babies or something. Isn't that how you like? Isn't that like the
That's not how you fix muscles,
the
but
fountain of youth?
adrenochrome.
Yeah, don't you just have to drink the blood of like infants or something? Isn't that how they do it now?
Adrenochrome is, I believe, that's just for living. I don't know if that'll fix your Achilles.
Yeah, I bet you it helps. I bet you it helps a little bit.
I mean, BPC 157 will fix it for you.
What the hell's that?
It's a peptide. It's
Okay,
helps your tendons and joints.
cool. What do you just pop that in a pill, or do you gotta like?
For the Achilles, you probably want to get the injections.
Cool. All right. Well, we're the Two Cubes podcast, everybody.
Yeah, the number one health podcast in the world.
Number one health podcast.
in Belleville.
Number one Macklemore podcast.
Yeah.
And
Number
probably,
2, Chet Hanks podcast, apparently.
Yeah. Friggin'
And Adam Friedland
Adam Friedland just is just
Stole our
boys.
guy.
Yeah, it kinda
stole our
sucks.
man. Tough being good friends with Chet Hanks, I guess.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
Well, That's our show. We didn't have a lurker of the week this week, unless you want to drop one right now. If you had one in mind, I forgot.
Well, I would say it's probably the bartender from the Berkeley.
Yeah, Noah. Shout out. Oh no, the bartender from the Berkeley. I was thinking Noah. Noah was the waiter from Jimmy's. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know her name, but
Well, you said he did great service. I would.
yeah, he was great. He was great. But
Lurker's
he
not a
turned
negative
out.
connotation.
He turned out to be a lurker. He showed up to the Bond Street
Oh, that's
Tavern.
right. That's right. He did lurk.
He lurked.
Professional
and,
lurker.
Yeah. He was. I was impressed.
Yeah.
The man had game for a 22-year-old. I was impressed.
Yeah, took advantage of his opportunity. While Halliburton couldn't put it in, he could.
He could. Good and good for you, Allie. Get it, Allie. Aaron was talking trash,
Yeah.
but I support it. I support
Well, Aaron's a hater. Always is.
it. She was like, he looked too young. I was like, he didn't look young. He had a fucking Tom Selleck mustache.
He's got a goddamn fucking identification. Who cares?
Guys, we love you. We apologize for last episode so bad. I swear, if you have hearing, if you have hearing that is out of sync, where your left ear hears something a half a second after your right ear, then that just might be the podcast for you.